Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to another live stream. Today I am working on Wonderbooty 2.0, and what that is I am recreating this commission piece that I did in 2013. The date is not on the printout. This is not the original. I'll give everyone a little trauma, but not the original. This is a printout of the scan that I have. So she was called Wonderbooty on my little art carousel that runs while I'm live, and she's become kind of a thing on Twitch. And as such, I've decided to recreate her just to see what I can do to make her different, what I can change. So let me get my new sketch, which is over here. It's in the scanner. Okay, so this was my new sketch. All I did was place this piece of paper on top of this one, and I used a light table and just kind of redrew it in how I think now. And so this is the difference between the two so far. Good evening, Jeff, Devin, Stacy, hello, welcome to the stream. Sorry, my chair doesn't scoot super good on the carpet. Hello, Jorge, welcome to the stream. So, yes, Wonderbooty. So what I'm doing right now is I just made some adjustments. I traced this one, but just, put a little bit of the 9 years of hopeful knowledge, hopefully, that I've learned over these last 9 years to fix some of the things that have been bugging me about the anatomy, etc., etc. So, here is the new sketch. I've kind of done a revised outfit, just kind of made shit up for fun, based off, of course, I have Sherlock fur on my face. Of course, based off of Wonder Woman's outfit. I just kind of put some things that are usually on the front in the back, switch things around a little bit, and this is where we're at. So I haven't done any, I haven't really figured out her armbands or anything, but we'll do that now. And so what I've done as far as what we're going to do today is I have scanned it, enlarged it, and I am transferring her to 11 by 17 board, where I'm going to do the final pencils, the inks, and perhaps in places where I've done a lot of pencil shading on this one, I'll do it with Copic marker. It's just a little easier and faster for me. It's what I know. Sorry, Jeff. Steve, what the fan art? D-Dog. Joe Schaefer, thank you. Kat, Keeman, Ali, Isma, Sel, hello, and welcome everyone. So I did this with pencil, just downstairs watching Gilmore Girls with my daughter. I don't need to be actually watching it the whole time, so I do shit like this. So here we go. This is where we are at. I am currently using my Alvin Draft Tech 0.3 millimeter HB pencil, and it's kind of my go-to pencil. It's my precious. I had, I think, 6 of them. I'm down to my last one. Super sad. So aside from the fact that I need to get some more, this is the pen that I'm using. It's a $6 Fancy Pants pencil. Chris, hello. Welcome. Flapter Raptor, hi. Steve, hello. Oh, I'm crossing my fingers for that too, Steve. And thank you so much for your order off of my site. Juan, hello. How are you? So, this is original Wonderbooty done in 2013. The man that I did this commission for still has it. He actually brought the original for me to see at Swornfest in February, and that's the first time I've seen that in a minute. So He still has it, which is really cool. And here is a updated 2022 version. It is the one pencil to rule them all. Though you know what? Another pencil is starting to steal my heart a teeny bit. There's elements of it that I'm on the fence about, but then there's other parts of it that are just so nice. So it's this one. So it's the Tombow Monograph. It was a gift from Snow. It's pink. I love it. And this one, you do the clicky thingy like this, which I'm not as used to. So there's pros and cons to both. This one is way prettier and it has a thicker barrel, so it's easier to hold. And this one is easier to find. This one has a little bit of a cushier barrel. I can break the clip off, which I do on all of them. This had a silver clip and I always bust it off. And the thing that I do love about this pencil is that the tip retracts. So you can keep your lead how you want it and then just protect the lead. Okay, someone said, before you really get into this, my art teacher is having me practice feet and it's so hard. Do you have any advice? Not right out the gate, but the way that I think about drawing feet is, get a loose piece of paper, is I sort of think of it like a triangle almost, you know? So you put like a ball right there, and then I pretty much just do like a awkward looking triangle, add some toes at the end, and give it an arch in the foot, and then you're done, right? And then you just put the ankle, and so circle, and then triangle shape for the rest of it. But if you look up on YouTube how to draw feet, there are so many videos about it. It'll really help you out for sure. Hello, Stanley. Okay, so I do have this, as you can see the difference between like my face camera and my this camera. Down here is darker, right? And I have it set darker so that you can see the lines because they're very light right now. Thank you, Luke. Of course, D-Dog. I'm telling you, really, at the end of the day, if you're stuck on anything, look on YouTube. It's the best. So I kind of took the design that she has on her top and flipped everything around and put it on her butt, and then added a belt. So it doesn't quite make sense. It may in the end. I'm not going to tell you what I see when I look at it, but we're rolling it anyway. So I just need to make sure that all of my lines are correct. And I'm telling you guys, I am so hit or miss when it comes to drawing a facial profile. It's like, if I get it right, I'm super happy with it, but most of the time it's a real struggle to get there. But whenever I actually do nail it, it's a 30-second draw. And then I spend the rest of my life trying to figure out how I was such a wizard with the profile that time. Freaking, what was it? The Aphrodite watercolor painting. Which one? Skyfire Shores, I think it was called, in the Divinica Kickstarter. That one took me I drew it on Post-it, if you guys remember, following Dan's notorious Post-it. And I didn't really have to do anything to fix the face after that. It was like less than 30 seconds. And then, you know, other times I'm just erasing and fixing, and that looks terrible. And, you know, I'm the one-hit wonder when it comes to profiles. How do you draw a smile from a side profile face view? And are we seeing teeth? Thank you, Jorge. So, not thinking, just doing, I know that problem, yeah. Closed lips to keep it simple. Well, closed lips, you don't really see much of a smile. You know, like if you're doing something like this and you're kind of just smiling, there's not, it's just a turn up of the corner of the mouth, basically. It's when you're doing the teeth smile that you end up with the actual teeth and the lips are kind of pulled back, and that one's a little harder. And they go up and down, right? I know that's not helpful whatsoever, but for me, a lot of times I don't try to finish the lines. But that's like my advice for most things, don't finish the line. It makes it all too obvious whether you're amazing or you suck. So just don't do the line. Leave it. Everyone's brains will fill it in. It's kind of comic art with an abstract twist. Joyanne, hello. Welcome to the stream. No, yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's almost because the way that the mouth works, it's almost going downward a little bit. So all you need to do is just kind of make it straight and then make the tiny little part right here kind of just curl up a little bit. We're going to do a little zoom in. I'm not saying I'm right. I might be totally wrong, but this is how I handle it. This line right here is not completed. It's not blurry right there. It's just not there, you know? And a lot of times I find, and because you're doing all of it digital, I'm assuming, right? Then you can just you can just kind of undo button if you want, and you have that option. And then also you can just do like a very thin, darker color held line in between there. That's what I do all the time. I leave most of my lip work for color. It doesn't look good in ink unless you're gonna go for like a really dark red lip, and then of course you'd make it black, and then you know, that's a whole different situation. And a lot of times when I'm doing a fully like a remark, for instance, and everything's in a Sharpie marker, I will Sharpie marker the entire lip. I won't show a line in between or anything, and then I'll just give it a little bit of a kapow with a white highlight. Azatonian, hello. Speaking of, I have a ski jump nose. It's a ski jump. Do you see it? Thank you, What the Fan Art. That's very sweet, though. It's a ski jump. I went back and forth on where her jaw should be, because we're not seeing a perfect profile. Ish, but not quite. You know? So we're seeing it a little bit more turned away because, you know, ain't nobody got that much flex in their neck. At least I don't think so. I went back and forth like this to like see, okay, how much flex would you have? And that's really quite a pull. Granted, I have terrible range of motion in my neck. Like, there's one side whenever I go for like physical therapy or whatever, you know, I never put my shoulders completely down. They're always up a little bit like this. I look like I'm a fight or flight time always. And then, you know, they say try to put your ear to your shoulder, and like this is as far as I can go. That's it. That's all I got, people. No wonder Owl Woman. Very true, Hal. And good afternoon. Right? No one's trying to break their own neck. So as you see here, we have ourselves a nondescript band. Here we have ourselves a nondescript band. And the arm gauntlets are also deeply nondescript at the moment. I really focused on the butt. That was really all I cared about. Now I have to kind of make myself care about the rest of it. Just gonna take some effort. I haven't decided what the fan art. I'm definitely not gonna go more ornate than here. This is the money shot. It is called Wonderbooty after all. Oh really, Steve? You must have very strong hands. Right. Agreed with the fan art. And this is, I'm always getting ads for like those yoga pants. I'll admit, I'm a little bit of a yoga pant buyer. But I'm always getting these ads for those ones with like the ruching along the butt crack that makes it look like you're naked, but you're also wearing pants. It's a little too risque for me. I'm not about that life, but you know, I was like, Wonder Woman can wear them. So she's gonna have like ruching right here. I'm just getting to my creator dashboard. Right, what the fan art, no truer words have been spoken. Right, how, see, you know, you use what the tools you have. And Wonder Woman certainly does. Jason Coates, hello. I actually have some good news for you. Remember the email about the thing? I heard that you should contact said people because it is now available. Something like that. Of course. Yes, we have our coded messaging. from the place and those people. So we decided to get her another fur partner. Oh, yay, Allie! That's so good. Tanis, hello! Long time no see. How are you? How's Athena? Am I right? I'm so bad with names. Please don't be mad at me if I got the wrong one. Thank you for stopping in for a quick hello, Tanis. Bobby, hello. Good evening. Dragus. Welcome to the stream today. Not that I've heard of, Hal. Okay, I need to stop messing around with that. Though I'm wondering if I need to do another... Oh, I don't know. Alright. So, time to start planning her gauntlets. And I don't know if I like this here. I might move it up. I keep going back and forth if I want it right up into her armpit or not. I know nothing. What the fan art? Think, think, think. Thank you, Dragus. Much appreciated. I know I do want some leather panels, so I might do like little leather crissy-crossy situation. And then it goes to leather here, because I do really like it when she has the leather on her hands. Almost. Yeah, Steve. But I'm thinking... I'm just not sure if this looks a little low. Like, this is her armpit, basically, because of the way that she's kind of pushing her arm out. This is sort of when she puts her shoulders straight and everything, this right here would be all the way up in her armpit. So I'm going a little lower, kind of more here. And maybe I'll just leave it there. Thank you, what the fan art. That's the part I'm a little bit scared of, but typical for me. Hello, STL Cardinal. That's Anthony, right? You don't think it's too high? Okay. Noted and appreciated. Yay, I'm glad I remembered. I'm learning that fear is a part of your creative process. It is, Hal, and it's so exhausting. No need to apologize, Anthony. You have a life. You have other shit to do, I'm sure. I don't like that one right there. It looks bad. Uni Princess, hello! Welcome to the stream. Oh, I missed someone. Ino Vates, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, that's so sweet, Anthony, but please don't apologize. It makes me feel bad. But you are 100% forgiven, even though no forgiveness is necessary for missing the streams. You can definitely ask something, Uni Princess. Okay. Aw, hugs to you. Please don't. Alright. Her hair. I'm still working on trying to figure out what I want to do with her hair. I didn't want to make it too curly this time. I don't know. The feel I'm getting off of this is more of a extremely loose wave / straight. So I am making adjustments to how the hair was in the original piece. For a refresher is here. But I also don't want to go too thick and chonkulent here. So I don't know. I guess it's just going to take some working, erasing, reworking, unfortunately. Our entire job is to make you feel bad. Did you not read the fine print? I did not. All right, and for anyone new joining today that has not seen what Wonderbooty is, she may show up in my little carousel thingamajigger, but it's a commission I did in 2013. She's kind of become a running joke or running commentary on Twitch over the last few years. So I have decided to recreate it. So all I've done is traced over this original piece that I did, again, 9 years ago, and I'm kind of reworking it. Alright, do you think it'd be a bad idea where demon turn their wings into like a shirt through magic? I don't think that's a bad idea at all. That sounds really cool. Louise Draws, hello and thank you. It has been that long, it's insane. Yes, so 2013 is the date that is written on that sketch, and I don't sign until the piece is done, and I date it with the numbers. I don't take my art on a date. So that one is dated 2013. Wonderbooty is an icon, not a joke. Apologies, Steve. Oh, I had you at Booty. And hello, Eric. Okay, so I'm going to need to use a ruler to go all the way through for the rope. And then I need to figure out how I'm going to kind of swoosh it around. I definitely want the swoosh to have more visual interest than my last one did, but I don't know that I'm going to go much further than that because I've drawn her rather large. Why are you apologizing, Uni Princess? That sounds great. No, not at all. I think you can't help but want to explain your point clearly, and explain a little bit of the premise of your novel when you're asking a question. But I like the idea of wings disappearing into a shirt. That's kind of brilliant. Art of Nixie, hey, welcome to the stream today. Maybe I'm going to get rid of all the armband stuff. Like, how do you guys feel about the leather elements that I'm thinking of putting on here? Because right now I'm on the fence about it. I don't necessarily, like, there's going to be glow going straight across like this. There's going to be the glowing ropes kind of flowing around. And if, I don't know, like, heavier detail should be where you want to draw the eye. I don't necessarily know if putting a lot of leather on her hands and everything is going to help or make it kind of worse. Like I went too far. What are your thoughts on that? Absolutely what the fan art, but then I was going to put some leather, like, this is like, think a leather belt, for lack of a better word. This is leather going over the metal, and then it would be trailing down into her hand. The hands and wrists might be a bit distracting. Hello, Rob. Hello, Malibu. Welcome to the stream. Jessica, thank you so much for the follow. Rico, hello. See if we can come out to come to a different conclusion there. Yes, this eraser is amazing. It is the Mono Stick. M-O-N-O stick. All right, we can do better. I'm going to keep the rounded, just the simple flat top, essentially. And then let's see. This is the side profile of her arm. We're going to go like that. Maybe... I can get the basic Wonder Woman shape going on over here. And then just give the metal a couple cuts into it just so that it's got a little bit more visual interest. And then just put some leather down here towards the base. Kara, hello! I don't love it though. It's a little too compressed. So we're going to try again. I just need to get our elbow in so I can see where it is. Okay. See, that's the center line. This is the level of roundness we need. And that's funny what the fan art. All right, for starters, let's just put a big W. And now let's try to turn it into something. Thank you, Rob. No. It's just reminding me too much of like a burger logo right now. Whatever it is I'm doing, do not like. All right, I'm just going to come up with some kind of at least some kind of texture in the middle. Maybe I'm going to do half as many. Okay. I think we're going to keep it simpler, just like that. And what I'm going to do is my little favorite thing, which is to take a kneaded eraser. I'm moving it all around so that it's clean or cleaner. Then just getting it into place. And I'm rolling it over the art because it lightens it without me losing any information. Now I'm going to final pencil it. You know what? I actually haven't read very much about it, Malibu, so I'm not sure. Dan told me about it the other day, and that's as far as I've gotten. What do you think about it? Yay, Juan, I can't wait to see. Where are you sending it to me? Philip, hello. Welcome to the stream. Kara, were you here when I'll ask Kara afterwards. Yeah, I honestly haven't seen the first Joaquin Joker movie. I apologize in advance. To me though, Margot Robbie is Harley, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time with that one. Just because I haven't actually seen any movies that Lady Gaga is in. So that's that I'm aware of. That's my fault, not her fault. So I have no idea. I just was like, what? Margot Robbie is Harley. I'm so confused. Jeff, hello. Welcome to the stream today. Hello, Louie. Welcome. Long time no see. And then I'll put some shadows here, some highlights on the other side. I'll do some things to make it look like metal. For me, Heath Ledger is the Joker. Haven't watched another movie with the Joker since. He was very good. I've been great. How about you? I read Joker 2. Good eye, Louie. I'm redrawing Wonderbooty. I have Malibu, just not for DC. Actually, Power Girl was in my DC interior test pages. Let's work on the hair for a little bit. Okay, I'm trying to catch up. Outsider, hello. I'm sorry you're having a rough week. That sucks. I hope you're all right. Kenny, hello. No, Louie, this isn't a commission. It's a just for funsies redraw. Yeah, a communal commission. Sadly, you very much are not. I'm so sorry, outsider. I don't want to pry, but you can definitely tell us if, you know, what's going on. I don't like that. And I don't think I like this either. Oh, outsider, I'm so sorry. My heart is breaking for you and your niece's daughter. So for you and for your niece's daughter and your niece and everybody involved, I'm so sorry. Hugs, so much hugs, and so sorry. De Monte Alto, thank you so much for the follow. So much hugs, outsider. I don't like her hair still. I need to probably think about it a little bit. It looks spindly. And I don't really want spindly hair. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to inking the outlines. And then once I'm done inking the outlines, then I can start putting in a little bit more shading. And I just need to give myself a minute with her hair because I'm not loving it. Aww. Yeah, no, she shouldn't bleach her hair. Not recommended. 0 out of 10. Tried it. Oh, I hope this is a happy place for you, outsider, and I hope we can provide some encouragement and some love because so much love is coming your way, and again, I'm so sorry. Don't blame you. Please, you do not need to worry about spelling at all. Okay, 0.03, 0.1. I'm looking for 0.05. God damn it. There we go. So I'm going to start inking some of the outlines, and then I can really start putting in some of the shading and detailing. All spelling is optional. That's right. None of us can really human verbally, so you're good. Ever had an ink pen that leaked? Yes, absolutely. It happens. And then your hands are covered in ink. It's splooged somewhere on your page. You didn't want it. Such a nuisance. But such is life working in traditional media. I will still take it. I both love and hate the 0.003. You and me both, because the nib doesn't really work. So I only use it when I absolutely have to. Here I go again, always starting on the face. Why do I do this? Technically, Dawn, spelling is not really part of verbal communication. So true, Steve. Not at all. It happens to me too. I was finishing up a Harley Quinn blank commission, and it was one of those limited ones that's very hard to get a hold of. I was working on it for someone, and I literally got out my really dark Copic marker. Bear in mind, Harley's face is white. And I wanted to just put some drop shadows over by her hair. So I open the marker, I go over to the hair, and there's a massive, like this big in comparison to her face, splat of Copic ink right on the face, and I was literally done. That was my final little touch. It could have been fine without it, and I did that. No, I haven't gotten them yet, Philip. I did buy a scanner. And Dr. Dark, I do have some recommendations for you. Okay, I'm going to close this because I can't talk when I'm inking important things. All right. So, humble pie time for Dawn. You know how I ranted and raved at you guys and told you that there was no fucking way in hell that I was going to buy anything smaller than an 11 by 17 scanner? Well, here are my words. I shall eat them. So I bought an 8.5 by 11 scanner. I'm not sure if I'm going to hate my life. There's a possibility I will. Here's my reasoning. My reasoning for why I bought it is, for starters, it's listed as one of the top scanners that you can buy as an artist because it's color scanning. I haven't tested this yet. This is my reasoning. This is not my tested reasoning. I could, give you alphabet soup of how angry I am with it on the next stream. But for now, my reasoning is that it has 48-bit color embedded in it. I know that kind of tweaks out your brain, Devin, but it does. And so it does 48-bit color. It's made for scanning photographs. It can also do negatives, but the reviews on the negatives were somewhat negative. And so a photograph is on glossy paper. So I'm like, well, oil paint is glossy. Maybe it'll work for that. It's an Epson Perfection V600. It costs $300 and something Canadian. The 11 by 17 model, which, bear in mind, what I need it for is just for it to be 11 by 17, but the price jump, all the qualifications that matter to me are identical between the Epson, 350 Canadian dollars. I got it at Best Buy. For the Epson Perfection V600, the specs that I give a shit about are exactly the same as the Epson XLG whatever that costs $6,000. So I am going to be splicing together my original pieces for the savings. It's all about the savings. Yes. Yes, I did. It is stitch time. Yes, you're right. What the fan art? I'm trying to convince myself, Juan, because I'm rather butthurt about not having an 11 by 17 scanner. The model. Are you scanning, Dr. Dark? Big question. Are you scanning line art or are you scanning color? Because don't buy this if you're going to be scanning line art. You're going to want to shoot yourself. I swear to God. Get yourself a 11 by 17 plus tech, or there's another one that I looked up that I thought was very interesting, and it's black and it looks cool. And it gets line art in color, then forget it. This is what I got. So it's the Epson Perfection. Can you see this? I'm just checking. Yes. Epson Perfection V600. photo color scanner. It has really high color abilities. So like, I think my Mustec right here actually only has 16-bit color. This one has 48. So that means all those variances in shade and light and tone that I've been trying to do that keep getting dropped out and are driving me insane is because it's not able to. Did I know that when I bought the scanner? No, I had no idea. So, oh, it's an itty bitty little scanner, Jeff. It makes my big scanner look like, yeah, well, it's taller than my other scanner. Amazon says $889. You know what? Art of Nixie, I bought it. I was about to buy it for a refurbished one for almost $700 Canadian on Amazon. And then Dan was like, go look at Best Buy or something. And I was like, there's no way it's going to be cheaper at Best Buy. $360. So, no, I didn't get it on sale. I got it at Best Buy, not Amazon. I think sometimes for scanners, you might be better off looking in other stores unless you are, and that feels like Amazon heresy. I love Amazon. I buy everything on Amazon. So Amazon is the only place I look. So yeah, but Dr. Dark, give me, like, if you can hang on for like another week or something like that. I'm keeping my 11x17 plugged in to scan all of the Divinica inked pages because I don't plan to use them for anything, and at least I don't have to splice it or sew it all together, which I know I'm going to hate my life. Yes, the Vison. I did look at the Vison. That's the one I'm talking about. And that was my other possible go-to. And if I don't find that the Epson's color is like blowing my skirt up to my neck, then I will go buy the Vison. Did you find it at Best Buy, Art of Nixie? Because they do have a few left. I don't know if they have any online, but I searched in stores near me and they had one like 10 minutes away. Yeah, wait for my report because it's not necessarily going to be that amazing with color. I haven't tried it. Thankfully, Photoshop has progressed in the decade that I've had this old scanner. And it seems like I watched a couple tutorials, what the fan art is right. Photoshop will just seam it for you. Glory. You love my storytelling? Yay! Home Depot sells them for $229. Nice. So yes, you may get I think that what it is there's a V850 now, but this one still, if you look up best scanners for artists in 2022, this scanner is on every single list. It's just not a big scanner. And I looked at the differences between the V600 and the V850, and the upgrades are stuff I could not care less about. It's like for scanning negatives and photos, and who cares? So it sure is, Jeff. I'm gonna hate my life. But this is the thing. When we're weighing the pros and cons, over here, there's irritated. Both ways I'm irritated, so I'm just trying to decide which one makes me less irritated. Irritated number one. Boy, I'm bitchy. Irritated number one is splicing together my art. I hate that. If the color is good, it's worth it. That's a big if. I haven't tried the scanner yet. Irritated number two is getting an 11x17 scanner and the colors never being right. And so I'm taking a gamble that the colors are going to be right on the Epson. I don't know that they will be. Equal opportunity irritation, that's right. So I'm just trying to decide which one will irritate me more or which one is going to take me longer. And I think trying to digitally color over something to just get it to look like what it does right in front of me is going to take me longer. It actually may not irritate me more, but it will take me longer than splicing or piecing together it in 3 pieces. So that's where we're at right now. I can't say I'm dancing a jig and very happy, but I am happy I saved money, so there's that. Okay, I'm catching up. Dawn knows 43 versions of irritated, only responsible for 16. Yes, Steve, there is an easy way to splice. Photoshop now will do it for you, probably because they know that there are many artists like me that just want to explode with rage for trying to splice it together manually. So yes, Photoshop does do this. I've learned it. I've watched some tutorials. I haven't tried it. We'll see how it goes. Buddha Bryce. I love that. That's so true. It's hard because they're all slightly different. Yeah. Sorry about that, Devin. Okay. Yes, he is. Well, you know, we're looking at $6,000 or $350. The scanner mechanism and brand is exactly the same. It's just that I only want to hit scan 1 time instead of hitting scan 3 times. And then my nonsense kind of dawned on me. That literally it's because I don't want to hit scan 3 times. And that bothers me so much that I would spend $6,000 for it. I do. I'm sure it would be a workout, Rob. I deserve that ramen. Oh, I couldn't get to Best Buy fast enough, so I bought it online and reserved it so that it would be there. I also spent half an hour waiting to talk to customer service to try to buy it, and then I realized they have already a thing where you can like prepay for it. You can pre-reserve it. If you don't come pick it up in 3 days, they don't bill your card and they put it back in stock. It's very interesting. The most important question, how much aggravation does 5,700 buy? It buys peace of mind and less aggravation because of that. In my experience, Jason, I have never been able to get them to line up perfectly. I'm hoping, though, that it will work a little better now. So, story time with Dawn over, I think. I'll keep you posted on how the scanner works. My next one to try is the VSON, because it's pretty. All right, I cannot speak while I'm inking a face, so I'm going to go silent because I'm also not breathing. Okay, this is just making noise. That's a very good question, Malibu. I have no idea. Let me know, though, if you find out. I really will, Philip. We'll see what kind of rage Thursday brings. it's a ladder, you know, and there are different scanners, you know, going up the ladder. And I also learned something is that reading reviews about scanners is a real slog. And I appreciate every person that writes a review, good or bad, about something, because I'm terrible at writing reviews because I don't like to write. And, you know, I don't necessarily trust my opinion. But they're super helpful, but, like, it's hard to tell. Like, some of the things that people are super angry about the scanner, I'm like, well, that's because you're trying to get it to do something it doesn't do, you know, that kind of thing. And so I have to kind of take all scanner reviews with a giant grain of salt because, you know, you should see the reviews about the Mustang. It has served me well. I'm not complaining about it. I have wanted to throw it out of the Empire State Building many times, but it still served me well. So, it, you know, the Visan has glowing reviews, and then, you know, lots of other people wanting to throw it out of the Empire State Building. So, we'll see. You'll rage out for me, Kara. Aww. Yes, it is, Anthony. Thursday rage, an impromptu ramen incident. Love it. Oh, true. That's more Canadian of me, out of the CN Tower, yes. I have a little bit of citizenship confusion. I just have to be clear about that. Oh, yes, mattresses too. Absolutely, and pillows. They do, Buddha? Oh my god, I need to go there right away. What the fan art? Thank you. I will go look. Because if all of us are going to get this teeny weeny little scanner, we all are going to have to learn how to do the stitching. Is it possible for a character to look different in body size but still be short in size, just they look taller or smaller? I think, Uni Princess, you're writing a fantasy novel with mythology and demons, and you can do whatever you want. Sky's the limit. So if you want them to be able to do that, as long as you explain it, if you're like drawing a graphic novel and suddenly the character gets really, really tall, just explain that in the book somehow, and then everybody will accept it. I mean, okay, to be perfectly honest, I have done the manual method for years. I'll definitely take a look at your method for sure. I have done it for years. I used to have a CanoScan, LIDE, before I got this one. And I was constantly splicing the pages, and I just got so annoyed with it, I got an 11x17. So I've already gone through this stage of rage before. But now I'm dealing a lot more in color, and I noticed it. The minute I moved to this new scanner, and I didn't have my little 8.5x11 Canon anymore, I was like, fuck, the colors are disgusting. So, this one's always been like that. But it's so expensive, Rob, I don't want to. Can you imagine how many originals I'm going to have to move in order to just break even? Sucks. Oh, I've already pitched it to Chrome, Kara. I think he's a little bit scared right now. I don't know that. What the fan art? You have bested me. I didn't know that. But you're older now that you are going through that stage of rage again. True, but I'm less mature. Oh, thank you, Juan. Welcome to the stream today. Well, guys, final decision pending. I think if I decide that I cannot deal with the Epson and the seaming, because I also need to see how that's going to handle the originals. These are in oil paint and acrylic and gouache, which I don't think you can bend. And there is a little bit of a lip on the sides of the scanner. And so, you know, there are variables. We'll see how this goes. I don't plan on using gouache again, so I'm not really concerned about that. And I think that, like, you can bend dried oil paint, right? I mean, people roll up canvases all the time if they're stealing it. Am not. The Plustek has 48-bit color, but if you read the fine print on it, it's 16-bit with 48 digital something or other. Oh, miss you, Jason. Right, Nixie? I mean, I've seen it in movies. Essel's Oddities. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Coates is fancy. Okay, so I'm not going to ink the top of her head and through her hair because, for starters, I hate the way I've drawn it so far, so it needs some work. And the rope is going to be going through it, so I need that figured out first. Well, I mean, right, Rob? Mark, hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, I want to ink this so bad. I think I'm going to ink the outline pretty thick because, I don't know, I'm into it these days. See, okay, Steve is speaking with wisdom from the real world, not movie heists. And he says, I have actually purchased oil paintings that were shipped rolled in PVC pipe. You fancy. And yay, that's good to know. That means that oil paintings are bendy. And I don't paint thick. You know, this is thin application, so good. Acrylic can bend more or less, and oil can bend. The big question mark is gouache. But maybe I'll just be really careful with the gouache page. Inkstained Fox, hello! Your original oils all came on stretched frames. Wow, you fancy too, Rob. Okay. P11, hello. Welcome to the stream today. I ordered it incorrectly and had to stretch the canvas myself. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm grateful that you did that because now I know. Thanks to his quick drying abilities, flexible. Oh, and flexible paint. Thank you, Art of Nixie. All right, so I'm not worried as much about I'm not worried as much about cracking. So that's great. Let me get you guys my little test paper. So this is acrylic, and this is a couple years old. And so what I've been doing is taking this and like bending it back, which obviously the scanner isn't going to do that even this much, but here. So I'm bending it and I'm not seeing any cracks in the acrylic. So at least I can test that. Hello, David. Thank you, P11. Gouache Cracking is an excellent band name. Nice. You don't know which one you like more? Oof, this is being difficult. We're going to move to a brush pen. There we go. Are you waiting for something, Rob? Are you having an issue? There's no chance because we don't have a comic book printer near our Chicago warehouse. I asked my local printer near the Chicago warehouse and he said he does not do comic books. This is actually a Tombow pen. It's Tombow. And it's a brush pen. Are you running into an issue? Have you placed an order? Let me look. Let me look at the warehouse. Hello, Jedi Bee. It says we're all up to date. What? Oh my God, Rob. Definitely give me a massive heads up because according to our thing, we're all fulfilled up. Send me an email. We'll get you sorted out right away. Because those things, like, that should be long since sorted out. Because, yeah, that was fulfilled ages ago. seen those around. How does it handle? It's really good. I use it often, and I don't like brush pens, but I use this one. No, today's not cold. It's gotten warmer this week again, which is nice. Oh, okay. So it's not from Divinica Shop. You do not suck, Rob. Okay. So, still, write Joe, because I know that she handled and fulfilled everything ages ago. If you haven't received it yet, Joe will want to know, and she'll want to sort it out 100%. I know that her previous sale, she fulfilled everything, I think, in like 9 days. So if there's an issue, definitely get in touch. You got the Your Devil. Aw, thank you, Dr. Dark. So much appreciated. That's awesome, Outsider. I am like completely the opposite, but these ones work for me. So they're the Tombow brush pen, but I also buy the Tombow calligraphy pen, and I cannot tell the difference between the two. So this one, oh, it also says brush pen. But you see, this one is green and this one is blue, but they handle exactly the same way. So I'm confused, but I like them. Yeah, I went thicker there than I wanted to. Congratulations, Buddha Prize! Yay! No, I haven't had to miss out on events because of Divinica work. If I need to go to an event, of course, JP Roth and I will just discuss it, and, you know, I'll go if I need to. That's an awesome, Outsider. See you later, Anthony. Have a fantastic evening. It was great to see you here. sometimes this pen is a little hard to control, so I'm going to move back to this. Oh God, not at all. Not at all, Steve. No, I don't let Sherlock put his paws on the art. I have drawers where I put the art when I'm not working on it because Sherlock can't be trusted. He'll just decide to, like, take a nap on it. Hanu Soul, hello! Welcome to the stream. How are you? I hope you got your tracking link. I sent it to you today. Your sketch is on its way to you. Here it is. Oh, good. I'm glad you got it. Have I tried to put a collar on Sherlock? When we first got him from the breeder, she had a collar on him, so we kept that on him for a little while. And then we bought him a new one that had a little tag and it had his name on it, and he hates them. So I took them off, and he does not wear a collar anymore. Oh, Charles, thank you for weighing in. That's so nice of you. I do have options. There are a couple more steps above the ladder. It isn't really a decision between 6,000 and 300. There are a few more in-betweeners in the scanner world. So if this one doesn't work, I will try something else. But thank you. That's so kind of you. He grew a little impatient. Yeah, he hates having a collar on. And he's an indoor kitty cat. And he's like strictly indoor only. So at least he doesn't have to wear a collar all the time. That's true, Dr. Dark. Really? You saw too many injuries. His is like a pop open type so that the cat doesn't get choked or doesn't have any accidents, and Sherlock figured it out and he'll just pop it off himself. So are we able to actually get a print of this Wonderbooty, or will it be the elusive as the first one? Well, yes, this one is going to be November's print of the month if I can get her done in time. And then as far as doing doing a bundle, I'm still thinking about it. I'm checking with my soul and deciding if my soul can handle it. So, We'll see how I'm feeling. Oh, yeah, Alicia. The mass advantage. Right. I am definitely hearing your request, Hanu Soul. Oh my god, that makes me sound like some god or whatever. But no. Yes, nothing like a booty bundle. They tested them, and most won't, even if they say they will. Well, then I'm glad to hear that, Allie. I've kind of been worried that, like, you know, Sherlock should probably be wearing a collar, but I'm glad you also made that decision. Yay. True, Hanu Soul. And the original was not, I know I said this on the last stream, but it wasn't limited. It wasn't anything. I just didn't want to. I have my reasons. I'm not saying my reasons are good or valid. Usually they're slightly nonsensical, but I still had them and they were mine. Well done, Steve. Now I feel manipulated. Have I thought about chipping Sherlock? What does that mean? Oh, thank you, Dr. Dark. Oh, yes, Sherlock is chipped. Yes. Hal, you're on a roll today. For pets. Yes, the breeder had him chipped. And we updated the chip. But you know what? I'm really glad that you guys reminded me, because we've moved, and also we kind of don't need our home phone number anymore, like a house line, so we don't have one. And I should probably make sure that that's updated. Update. Sherlock's chip. Oh my god. There's 100% love. I have never seen Moobot be that generous. Has anyone else seen 100% love given by Moobot? Only needs landline for security system, yeah. They're kind of useless and annoying when you get called all the time. Steve, it's been wonderful having you here. Thank you so much. Enjoy your silent lurk mode. Those of us with a Wonderbooty don't want more out there, but that's just selfish. Oh, Devin. We need to figure out a way to make it so that you guys get to have your cake and eat it too. Oh, it did. It gave you guys 100%. Nice. Maybe Moobot's coming around. Okay, Devin, you asked me something about Fan Expo and I didn't catch it, and then I may have been starting in on my irritation story. What were you asking me about Fan Expo? Moobot's back. Constantine Draw, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, it's going down again. Moobot decided it gave enough love and it's over it. A reprint identifier. I like that too. Will I have any your prints at Fan Expo? Yes, I really need to work on my print run, but yes. Okay. Wonderbooty. Reprint. All right, I wrote that down too. Thank you, FL. Sucktoe Joe. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. DM Archives Edition. That's really clever. I'll write that down too. Thank you, Joseph McKenzie. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Evening, morning, I'm not sure where you are. Okay, DM... I can also probably do something like change the background color. That's probably pretty simple. The ramen edition. Yes. This 9-year-old piece gets so much love, and yet in almost every area. Thank you. True, true, true. I won't have this done in time for my print run. I need to do the print run for Fan Expo. Like, I was supposed to send it in yesterday. So there's no way I'll have this ready in time. Sorry. See you later, Dr. Dark. I hope your back is feeling better and that you get some good rest. No way, I'm not using an inkjet printer. No, I don't do my printing in Toronto. I do my printing here. My printers here are awesome. They know my settings. They know how I like my color to look. They already have my print paper and my art paper in bulk for me. So I will be going to them. They do. They do. I buy like the digital smooth, like the Cougar super smooth stuff. I buy it in a box, like in bulk. Oh no, did you find the Mart of Nixie? Oh, good. I'm glad you found them. There's something I might want to fix in here. I like semi-gloss Malibu. And then sometimes if I'm doing like a tonal paper thing or like a pencil sketch, then I like it on matte paper. So it just really depends on like how the piece was colored. And then usually like I do what's called a satin finish on my prints. Yes, Ash. I'm working on a Wonder Woman. I still haven't put in her rope, but yes, that's what I'm working on today. And welcome to the stream. Semi-gloss, I think, is kind of the perfect in-between, because when you go completely gloss, you end up with a lot of glare. But that's just my opinion. Brian, hello! Welcome to the stream today. totally understand that one, Art of Nixie. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, thank you, Leroy. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do one-on-one art lessons, but if you have any art-related questions, I'm here twice a week between 5 and 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And this is where you can reach me if you have any questions. I can't handle any emails or messages or questions on there either, but here is where I am a captive audience. I'm going to color this one. Yes, Ash. Oh, good. I'm glad it wasn't so bad, Jason. Yes, tonight is spaghetti. It may. Oh, Art of Nixie, thank you for joining the website. That's so awesome. We'll have to see what things kind of change, you know? We don't know what the one-child life is going to look like. It's been a long time since we were there. He does. He watches birds from the window. He hunts the birds from the window. They taunt him from the window. And my stomach is already growling. How many hours a day would you say you work on art? Oh, Charles, that's a rough one. A lot of days, not that many hours. Of just like solid drawing. Every morning pretty much is filled up with email, writing editors, approvals, catching up on anything to do with the website or Divinica's website. And I don't really start drawing until around noon. I get up at 6:30 every day, just so everybody knows. And then I work drawing pretty solidly every afternoon from, 1 to about 8. No, 1 to 7. So yeah, I get about 6 hours of solid art time. And then if I push through after dinner, sometimes I'll work till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I don't get up at 6:30. Sometimes it just depends on where the project is at. So yeah, it's I don't get as much physical sitting down drawing time as I need to and want to, and that's something I'm going to try to work on. Yes, that's why I've been, dragging my feet with picking a scanner, because it takes so long. I do need a crate of ramen. Right, Malibu. It's really tough to make a decision. Especially because, you know, if you buy equipment online, for instance, returning that is going to be really, really hard. Oh, man. That's what I want, Buddha Prize. Hello, Wolf Canis. Oh no. Somebody else figured that one out. That has been haunting me my entire life. How? That sounds so delicious. Torture Buddha. I want it so bad. I'm trying to figure out something. There's something about the like negative space of this spot that I want to work on a little bit. Thank you, Wolf Canis. Much love to you. I'm so excited about the spaghetti. Okay, so I need to do a little bit of refiguring here. I think I might do that. Some minor adjustments need to be made. So, I think I'm gonna do this going like this. And having that line covering there, and then all right. Not sure. So guys, exactly 3 weeks from today, Vienna will be going off to university. Very proud of her, but sad for me. Vienna can take care of us when we're old. Oh my god, I can't believe it. But, in happy news, next week on Monday, Laura gets here. Yay! It's in Alberta, Hal. So she's 1.5 hour drive away. Okay, so I'm going to do the outline for her arm now. And I'm doing the outlines in a thicker pen, and then I'm doing thinner inner lines. No, different uni. Laura's in Victoria. Okay. Arm outline, I guess I'll take these in too. You were only gonna ask that? If there's only one uni in Canada. Had one kid on the West Coast, one on the East Coast for college. I don't know how you did that. I feel like my heart would be breaking apart. Speaking of, I usually hear from Laura about now. Good evening, Matthew. Welcome to the stream today. Are you going to the August Street Festival on the 20th? No, don't think so. I don't really go out. I go to cons, I come back home, and I stay in my house. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Buddha Bryce. Are you gonna go get dinner? Did you already get dinner or you haven't made it yet? As you guys can see, I'm thinking about food. I am hungry. Bagels with cream cheese and fresh fruit salad. That sounds delicious, Hanu Soul. Have a good one. It's close to being cooked. Okay. I am Matthew. I'm redrawing a piece that I did in 2013. And I'm kind of recreating it. So this is the piece from 2013. This is kind of revised. Fixed up some anatomy stuff. Corner time, absolutely. Oh, thank you, Rob. That means so much. We corner time. That's hilarious. Hello, Orego. Welcome to the stream. No water? No! Do you have, like, some water in the fridge or something? You were so excited about cooking your ramen. No, Buddha, I'm so sorry for you. Tom, hello. Welcome to the stream today. You were not making fun. That was, you were being awesome. Oh, thank you for the follow, Orego. Oh, thank you, Tom. You haven't seen any of this yet? Here we go. So once I'm done with the inks of the outline, I'm going to put some pencil shading and maybe even add some very, very light Copic into the shading as well, because it just gives a softer transition. So here we go. There she is. I'm still working on this. I'm trying to get the shape, but for now I'm getting her eyes. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Buddha. Yay, Tom. Thank you. Yay, Steve! I'm so happy to hear that. No damage on the package. That's fantastic news. I'm always nervous when a package is going that far international. No, yay. Thank you, Tom. I did not know that, Devin. Yeah. Death by Snoo Snoo. All right, so we need the the rope going on in here. How did I do it in the last one? I suppose theoretically it could be going through her fingers. Okay, I need my ruler. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 millimeters too thin. I'm gonna go for trying to think if I should do 2 or 3 millimeters. So I don't want it to look too skinny and lame. No, thank you, Steve. I'm hungry. Hello, Stella. Yes, I scan my inks after I, well, this time I'm going to scan the line art and color it digitally. Sometimes I work on the painting traditionally, and then I'll scan it after that. Thank you, Buddha. Okay, this is from 9 years ago, not 2 years ago, just to put it into perspective. I would love it if I had that much progress in 2 years. I'd feel pretty boss. Oh, more recent artworks. Okay, sorry. One, two. Aussie buns. Yeah, Steve, I'm so sorry. They are not printed yet. I'm going to have them in September, and that's when they're going to launch. I'm so sorry. My scanner only jumps in doubles. So it scans 150 DPI, 300, 600, etc., etc. So I scan at 600. And then when I'm going to color it or everything, I bump it down to 400. And that's kind of where I work. Yeah, I scale my work. Like I do my sketches always at 8.5 by 11. Well, a lot of the time. I'll do my sketches at 8.5 by 11, and then I take it and blow it up on the computer, print it out on 2 sheets of paper, just regular printer paper, and then I transfer it to 11 by 17. Food time! It's almost food time. I'm a happy girl. For real, Tom? Oh, that makes me so happy. Dan is really missing the old booty. I am so sorry, Steve. No, they're not ready yet. I'm still getting them printed. Okay. So, one thing in the movie that I was really impressed by is how Wonder Woman's rope, I liked that it actually looked thick like a rope. And that's probably, you know, I'm being a dumbass, but I feel like a lot of times it looks like a string. Kind of like Batman's cables, you know, at the end of his little throwy bats where he hangs off of buildings. That thing is like so freaking thin. It looks like a, you know, and I don't blame anybody drawing them because they just look... Rob, you just make it sound so dirty. Oh my god. That's not what I mean. Yeah, his batarangs and the stringies hanging off of them, and then he's like flying around on buildings and shit. And you know, mad respect. He does have a very thin rope. Oh my god, this has gone way more sideways than I intended. So what I'm getting at is, you know, I thought it was quite impressive that they made her rope really thick, or her lasso, and I thought it looked really good like that, and I reflected upon this one, and I thought it looked a little thin and lame, and so I'm gonna go thicker. Yeah. Kara, you were being very helpful. It was perfect. Yes, it was amazing. She did great. Oh my god. I really took everything in a sideways direction and it went down quickly. Well, do you guys think this is too thick? Like, have I gone too far? If I make it 2 millimeters, then it'll look a little bit more like this one. So, how are we feeling about that? I know, Mark. We thicken sideways. Make it updated for reals. Okay, so we're gonna go with a thick rope this time. True, Devin, but don't they look like he's running around with some yarn? Thank you, Hal. Okay, I will try to behave myself. Why did you have to be the adult? Kara, you don't have to be the adult. We are not trying to be mature around here. All right. Oh, you were joking. Damn it. Sorry. I'm very bad at reading the sarcasm in the room. I can't do it. True, true. You guys are the best. Because I'm dense and stupid. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We do. We just need Kylie and Dan, and then our life will be complete. And Juan is being suspiciously quiet, but he has birthday planning to do. I'm distressed about thinking it should be thicker. Like, it might be... like, what's going on? Because now I'm getting a little bit afraid. No, hello? Ganit? Welcome to the stream. I'm working on a piece and we're just chatting about it. Maybe 1 or 2 millimeters thicker. Oh no, it's either going to be 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters. And this is 3, or I could take it down to 2. So I think maybe we're going to leave it at 2. All right. So now I need to come up with the rope situation. I don't like how I did. New people are getting traumatized as they join. Sorry to all the new viewers. We apologize. We have slightly dirty minds. This part. I think I'd like to update that. And I might want to just kind of make it do a little swoosh badoosh somewhere. Oh, Juan is still here. Oh no. Every millimeter is accounted for. That's right. Okay. So let's try maybe, okay. No. Maybe I already thought this through very hard and my brain only does what it does. And there's only so much swoosh in my brain. Right? We should maximize the swoosh. I think, but where and how? Tight is a flexible term. So when I'm done with this, that's awesome, Kara. When I'm done with this, I'm going to scan it. Then I'll probably... No, I think I'm going to add the Copic before I scan it. It's her feathery swooshiness. Some might stick because we are just like they are like me. I saw the art and stayed for the same-minded persons. Aw, Allie, that's so awesome. No, the swoosh would be in the background. So if I was going to do a swoosh, it would kind of be, you know, here, then coming, nope, I can't really do that. Okay, well, maybe all I need to do is just kind of place it behind her hand and it just disappears. And then this is where there's more attention. Thank you, what the fan art. So I have not inked either of her hands because of this fact. I need to have the rope figured out before I go any further. Thank you, Tom. I'm looking at this. Oh, Jedi B seconds it. Thank you, guys. All right, well, let's see how it looks to just incorporate it as I've had it here. So let's say, okay, it goes to the back side of her hand. And then if she were holding the rope, honesty and Batman's tensile strength discussions always go badly. Good night, What the Fan Art. Thank you for posting the tutorials. I'm going to go take a look at them. You are awesome. Have a great evening. 5 minutes. 4 minutes. Food. Maybe I could actually wrap it around her knuckles. I wonder how we would feel about some knuckle wrappage. She actually, you know, did this whole thing. Thank you, Tom. Thank you all so much. Truly, this means a ton. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so I'm thinking possibly a little bit of like a knuckle loopage. Maybe not quite so big on top of her head. So like here I might go minimal. And then down at the bottom, I'll put a little bit more into it. So that's sort of my thought process at the moment. Get this straight. Ugh, it's impossible. All right, you guys. I have got to run and cook dinner. And yeah, so I'm thinking tight grip on the top and, you know, looser additional extra rope down at the bottom. And since I haven't done here, maybe I could even wrap it around her arm up here, and that might be fun. Well, thank you guys for caring and wanting to watch this piece at work in progress. You rock. I love you all. I will see you on Thursday. Not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe more of this, maybe something else. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. If you have subscribed to my email list, I'll be in touch tomorrow. Love you all. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Dinner time. Yay!